All right, here we go in 1, 2, and 3. And good morning, everyone. This is SchreckTeck episode number 42. It is 42.
42.
42. We're getting up there.
We're getting up there. We're 42 episodes and only a few wrinkles.
That's that's right. Well, anyway, we are here again. Gina is in lovely San Diego today.
The Convention Center in San Diego at the Professional Convention Management Association. And I'll tell you, if you want to know, if you want to go somewhere where they do conventions right, come to the Professional Convention Management Association. They pull out all the stops. And I'm sitting at, and you can see behind me, I'm doing a session here at 9 a.m. I'm in the iPad Learning Lab. And so people are coming in for sessions, and we teach different things about different apps on iPads and social tools for events, but they have actual iPads on the table, locked down, but it's really cool. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And if you're wondering, Gina is the coffee monitor. She's supposed to make sure nobody walks in with coffee, and look what's in her hand. Yes.
I'm hiding it under the table.
Don't let anybody know.
Yeah, I'm supposed to make sure that people follow the rules right here. See the sign? No food or drink. So that's my job, is to make sure that there's no food or drink at the table.
That's right. Of course, they didn't say you couldn't have any.
No. This is the same thing I tell my kids. The rules are not for me; they're for other people.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm complying by keeping it off the table. It's on my lap. I have it just sitting on my knee. But I do need the coffee. But I'm excited because, I've been playing with lots of tech things. And actually, yesterday, I presented from my iPad for the first time. I've wanted to do that for a long time, but I've always been nervous about, what if something goes wrong or something happens? And it actually was really awesome how simple it was to present. And I literally put slides together. I don't want to say this too loud, but put slides together in 10 minutes in Keynote on my iPad the night before. Now, and then plugged in and bam.
Now,
Awesome.
How did you project?
An HDMI
so
cable.
you used the camera connection kit?
Plug that in it just was a little adapter, the dongle like you would on your laptop, but it was made for an iPad. And then what we did learn yesterday, if you have an iPad 1, you just have to use the regular VGA cable.
Right.
But the iPad 2, we were using an HDMI cable, which caused a problem for the presenter who came after me because she had an iPad 1 and hers would not project. And I said, I wonder if it's because you have an iPad 1. And sure enough, I felt good because I was right. So that was an interesting learning experience, but it projected so beautifully, and everything was on the screen. It's really just showing your whole desktop of your iPad. So it was really a fun experience because I don't think I would have wanted to test that on my own with a client. But here, that was the goal, is to use some of the tools on the iPad, and so we had a lot of fun with that.
And Keynote actually looks pretty good on the iPad. The transitions are clean. It is a good...
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm supposed to tell us we have to keep our coffee on our laps. We can't put them on the table.
I think they were supposed to be tea.
Yeah, it's tea. I like her. I think you and I could be really good friends.
Is there a session going on now?
No, at 9.
I thought I saw something 8:05 and 8:50.
See, we have a live audience here
That's
in
right.
the convention center right here.
And she has no clue she's live.
And we're live. My session doesn't start until 9, so we are we're just in here early as people file in. Is it here in this or over there in the iPad? I don't know what that's called. App lounge, I bet.
So you're watching Gina traffic copying it.
Oh, that's
All right,
funny.
Gina, what's on for today?
Anyway, well, I have been playing with Evernote for a long, I say playing, I've been using Evernote for a long time. And every time I go and learn one more thing about Evernote, I get more excited. And I thought this past week, I explored, Evernote has multiple apps. It's not just Evernote. They have Evernote Food, they have Evernote Hello, and then my favorite that I'm so excited about is Evernote Peek.
Peek?
And Evernote Peek. Yeah,
Peek.
P-E-E-K, like I'm peeking. Okay, and I can't believe, Rick, that you don't use this because it is an awesome learning tool. So I'm gonna talk about that. Evernote has this suite of tools, and then there's Sketch.
Right. I'm familiar with Sketch. Now, what I find interesting is that Evernote, I never knew they had Hello and Peek and Food. So I go, okay, they're not doing their marketing right because I'm not getting emails about that.
I got an email, or maybe it was a blog post I read about, 3 or 4 months ago, that Evernote Hello and Evernote Food were rolling out, that they were new. And it was about the time they bought Sketch. So they must have gone through and bought some of these companies that are out there. But and there's Evernote Clearly. And that I thought was a lot like Instapaper, where it kind of strips out all the, kind of just lets you read the content without all the extra. That's true. There's Evernote Clearly. So there's a couple others. If you go to Evernote on your device, or just go to evernote.com and check out, there's so many things. So I, this week, spent a lot of time playing with Evernote and all the new pieces. And I thought we could do a whole show on Evernote. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of show and tell today.
Sounds good. And the nice thing about Evernote is that you can, wherever you are, you're always synced up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as long as you're online.
Online or Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Let's see. That is interesting. I'm looking at some of the tips. Bill Kush sent a thing. He says when house hunting. So the uses, it's what's fun about Evernote is the more people you ask about how they use Evernote, the more you realize it can do, or, oh my gosh, I never thought of it for that. And I actually started using Evernote when I had some redecorating ideas. And one was being my closet, that I wanted to redo that bedroom and turn it into a closet. And I thought, I took pictures of the room. I took pictures of magazine pictures. I went in stores and took pictures. So I was storing a lot of photo ideas in there. And then I measured windows and I put the dimensions in Evernote. So I had this file of dressing room. So I was using it for a project planning tool. And that's when I think I really realized, wow, I should be using Evernote like this for all the projects. And for client notes, I had been using it. So that, when you look at the regular Evernote, it's a great note-taking, if you're still not familiar with it, note-taking place. So you open up Evernote, and you can type your notes in there. But you can also, there's an audio button, so you can press audio record, and it will capture the audio between your for meetings with clients, so that you can listen to it again later.
Now, that only works on a device.
Well, what do you mean?
It doesn't work on your PC or Mac version, I believe, on the audio part. So if you have a device, you can actually play audio and record audio. If you're on a desktop, you can't, but you can import it. So it's a little bit different. But on a device, it's really flexible.
That's true. So yeah, on your iPad or and again, the beauty of Evernote is it's platform. I mean, it's everywhere. It's every platform, whether it's it's Windows Phone or iOS or Android. I've got it everywhere.
Yeah, and it's fast.
I literally use it all the time. Whenever I have a note to take. Now, I usually open it up and I do the audio on my iPad, and then I always, when I'm making a note, I always take a picture of something. The reason is, then visually when I'm looking at notebooks, I see pictures, which helps me, but then you can always just do keyword searches. But what I was blown away by is one day I had a note that I had handwritten. I had handwritten a bunch of notes from a client meeting, and I took a picture of the notes with my iPad. So it wasn't a great quality picture. It wasn't anything scanned in by a scanner. Literally took a picture with my iPad of the note. But then I was testing something. I did a keyword search for a word that I knew that we had talked about in this client meeting. That note pulled up in a search because Evernote was even able to pull a word out of my chicken scratch notes. Interesting. Yeah. So then I started thinking, okay, why am I keeping business cards for, let's say, a home repair. So I started an EverNote file for home repair business cards. And I would take pictures of if I saw an ad somewhere, or if I had the business card, and I would take the picture of the card, and it became my file system for home repair, people, contractors. So that, again, the more I started looking at ideas, a lot of people use it as a project management tool. And what Larry just said, his best EverNote tip is actually to open up EverNote during our show. Larry, you get like 100 points for that. 100 points right there to Larry for that answer.
Larry, we're going to send you 500 Schreckies.
yeah, you win some Shrek dollars.
I think, Gina, I think we need a currency. We need Schreckies.
Schreckies. I like that. I think it could be rupees, Schreckies.
Look, it's got to be worth more than $1 or €1, so it's going to be a Schreckie.
You know the value is higher than that. Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see. Somebody else sent me a thing. Oh, people are just tweeting saying, I love EverNote. Someone else said, I love Justin TV. Well, shout out back to you there, Shelkin. Sorry.
And Justin TV loves you.
And Justin TV sends its love right back. But Bill says he keeps notes and writes drafts of everything he writes by topic, which is another great thing about EverNote and really where the value comes in. You have to make sure, and it took a while to learn this, you write your note, you name your note, let's say you name your note, ABC client meeting, but then you want to make sure you're putting it in the right notebook. So I have Gina's notes, which are just kind of random thoughts, and then I have client notes, and in my client notes, you have to make sure you toggle over and save it in the right notebook. And then the important part is tagging everything you put in EverNote, whether it's a photo, whether it's a scanned note, or your handwritten, is tag them with keywords so later you can search for it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So
and by the way, I think that's Bill Couchard in the chat room. Hey, Bill.
Bill. Well, no, that was on Twitter. Bill Couchard. You're right. That is who it is. I'm looking at the tweet and I didn't see his picture. Bill Cush.
Yes. Yeah. Which is Bill Couchard.
Bill Couchard. That was his.
Shout out to Bill.
Shout out to you, Bill. Sorry,
Bill is a good guy.
Someone else tweeted.
Now, Gina,
I use it for projects.
Now, Gina, what are some of those add-ons like Peek and Hello and?
Okay, I have to break the rules here and set my coffee. I guess I can set it down on the chair. No, I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't be the police and put my coffee on the table and then tell people not to put the coffee on the table. Okay, so the one I'm most excited about, I'm going to share first. I really should do it the other way around because then I could let the excitement build. But, okay, so when you have EverNote Peek.
Bring it up a little bit. Bring it up.
It is a
You're off screen.
Tool.
You're off screen.
Okay. I had to
go. Okay.
Okay, so EverNote Peek, first of all, works with your magnetic cover if you have one on your iPad. Now, if you don't have a magnetic cover on your iPad, you'll notice if you're able to see, the screen actually looks like a magnetic cover. They actually have a fake magnetic cover. Now, Peek, what it does is you can download your own study notes for a topic you're studying. Maybe it's a certification you're working on. You can take notes and create your own Peek notebook. Or you can download from EverNote a bunch of them. So I downloaded the ones on learning Spanish because, again, my eternal quest for Español.
Muy bien.
Yes, muy bien, yeah. Still un poquito. But I downloaded the Spanish. There's Chinese. I also downloaded that one. So ni hao, kushiwa. I don't know what I just said. Ni hao ma. So you can download the notebooks that are preloaded in EverNote, or you can, again, create your own. Then, here's where it gets fun. So you can, again, if you have a real notebook, let me try with my real one, because I was using the fake one last night. So you close it, and it works with the magnetic. Now you Peek, you lift open this, and it gives you, oh, you know what, I closed the app. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. I'll turn so you can see. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm going to keep the fake one, the fake cover. It keeps shutting it off. Okay,
it's a demo. Things never work in demos.
So yeah, exactly. This worked really well last night in my room. Okay, so you Peek by lifting up the corner. Mi nombre es So it gives you a clue. And the clue says, mi nombre es, which really, it's not really a clue, it's what it is you're studying. Mi nombre es, and so you have to say, do I know what they're saying? Well, that says my number is. I know that's what it says. So I pull up the cover, swipe it up, and it tells you the answer. My number is, and then I can check, was I right or wrong? And so I check the mark that says I was right, and I go to the next one. Go to the next one, and I close the cover. So you close the cover, and every time you swipe the corner, it peeks the clue, and then you swipe up, and it opens. Now, again, if you have a real flappy magnetic cover, it's pretty funny because we were talking about on Twitter, and somebody said, I love that app, but it's very loud. Mike T. Rose. Mike Rose, shout out to you, because he was saying he loves that app, but you hear flap, 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 flap when you're studying. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I just think that is so
that could also be Evernote cheat if you bring it into a classroom and try to kind of sneak it in. Of course, people would catch you in a second, especially when it goes around going.
Turn off the voice part.
Now, can you imagine all day long hearing "Mi nombre es, mi nombre es, mi nombre es"? That would drive people crazy.
No, but every time you close it, it opens a different clue. So it's a different one. By automatically closing it, it changes to the next one.
Now, one thing I always found funny when you learn language or teach language, and a lot of people don't know, but I used to teach at Berlitz. Years ago, I taught English at Berlitz. This is 30-something years ago. 35 years ago, actually. But anyway, it's kind of interesting because you hear, mi nombre es, and you have to say it that way. You have to say it with that kind of voice. Mi nombre es. So
You're back to Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
I think
I need Larry here. Larry can dress as a Viking for this. Yeah.
But imagine the possibilities in a learning environment if you could create the notebooks and then have these study things. I just thought it was really cool. It is only for iPad. So I think it's, again, a new creative thing, and I think they must have just bought this. But
that's interesting. Now, what's Hello?
Yeah. Okay, now Evernote Hello is another interesting one. So let's say you're at a dinner party. It's not somewhere where you have business cards necessarily, because if you have a business card, then obviously you can make sure that you're grabbing somebody's business card or what have you. But if you're at a dinner party or you're at an informal meeting, you meet someone that you want to remember them and things about that meeting, but you don't ask for their business card or add them to your contacts because it wasn't that intimate of a meeting that you need their contact info in your phone book. So Evernote Hello it's kind of like we've talked about Bump or those other apps where you can exchange contact info. So you create your profile, has your picture, it has whatever info you want to put in it, your phone number, your email. Then when you meet someone, you ask for their info. Now again, you're just typing in their name, but then it has an area you can take their picture, you can put things about where you met. So it's kind of this area that allows you to save information about the people you meet. I wasn't super impressed with it because I thought, why would I put it there and not in my contacts? But again, I guess I thought if I met someone at a dinner party, it's not like I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to go enter their info in my
phone
book. But so Evernote Hello just kind of keeps notes on people you interact with, and so that the next time you meet them, you can remember things about them. But Evernote Food I liked better. Obvious reasons. That one you can take pictures of meals, save recipes. I like it because I hate when somebody says, oh, do you know of a great restaurant down in the Highlands in Denver? And I'll say, gosh, there's a ton of them, but I can't remember the names of them. You know? And how many times do we eat somewhere and we forget the name of it or where? So I thought, this is another great place to store everything to do about food. Again, kind of a capturing info, but pretty cool.
Really good for people on a diet.
Well, you know what? It actually is. If you want to, you hear of a great healthy recipe, you can keep this, almost make your own cookbook in that format. So I thought that was kind of fun, a fun way to save data and money. I heard the cash register.
You heard the cash register.
So, oh, see, I'm supposed to be, look at how terrible I'm doing as a police. Can you see everybody in here is eating at these tables?
Eating and coffee, and those iPads all have gunk on them.
Yeah, all the iPads had crumbs on them yesterday, and and then they were worried about them having food all over them. And I thought, okay, my job's not really to be the police here, but they do keep saying we're not supposed to eat at the tables here. So it's kind of funny that every single table space right now has people over on the other tables with food. They're eating. It's like a little cafeteria. iPads, screens right in front of them. So yeah, Evernote, to download or play with any of these other apps, they are separate apps. So you have to go into the your iPad's, the App Store or your iPhone Store, Android Market, and just type in Evernote, and then you'll see the list of Evernote Peak, Evernote Food, Evernote Hello. Sketch is, again, another one that's fabulous for taking pictures, marking all over them, and then save them to your Evernote file.
Now, it's interesting because Evernote started with venture capital. And as of last year, they were still getting a lot of venture capital. I'm starting to suspect they're becoming profitable.
Yeah, although how are they making money? I guess they have a premium level.
Well, yeah, I joined premium. I think you pay $40 a year, but it's well worth it.
What's the difference?
You get a lot more. You get a lot more storage.
Okay, so that's it.
I have never hit the storage requirement. I could probably stay free, but I figured if I'm at a client site and all of a sudden I need to put a lot, I don't want to run out of space right when I'm talking to somebody. Yep.
That's a good point. And Larry, yeah, they're all free. All of these apps for Evernote are free, again, up to a certain point of storage. But because they're separate apps, your Evernote Peak would not be taking up the storage space, I would assume. Maybe that's how they're going to get us, is they're adding all these cool features with separate apps, but they're all tied into your Evernote account. So it might be that they start adding up faster. But Peak, for those of you in the learning market, man, this is such a great tool for creating study guides for your classes. Could be fun, although I guess everybody has to have an iPad.
But you have to have that iPad and that cover.
No, that's
you don't.
Okay. You can have the cover, and then you just literally lift it up in Peak, and then lift open the cover to reveal the answer. Or if you don't, then you pull down a little tab, and it pulls down a mock cover. Oh, see, the real police is just telling them not to eat food here. I'm glad someone else came by. Yeah, so if you don't have the actual magnetic cover, you can use a virtual cover that you just pull down with your finger. I know I'm not doing my job as a police. but I am like keeping my coffee off the table.
I was wondering if she was going to get busted while doing this, and I think she did.
I am. Yeah. But yeah, those are my fun Evernote apps for today. And I think you guys should play with them because, ¿Cómo estás? See, I'm going to say, yeah, that means how are you?
Muy bien.
Yes, I was correct. So you can add, by the way, on Peak, you can turn off the audio or you can turn it on.
Now, Gina, so you know I'm fully bilingual in Spanish, right?
Yeah, you told me that. I mean, are you seriously, like, you could converse fully in Spanish?
Fully, 100%. I was born in Argentina.
I have been wanting to learn Spanish
very little.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn Spanish. If it takes me 50
It's
hours.
a good language. It's a hard language because of the verb conjugations. There's a lot of verbs.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have to be, eloquent in Spanish. I just want to be able to communicate in Spanish.
You could just say, hola.
Exactly. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
I need to at least create like an opening for a presentation in Spanish. And really, I should just write it up, put it in Google Translator, and then just practice that over and over and over.
I had a friend who used to just know how to say like 4 words. Hello, 5 veces. And I would go, why 5 veces? He goes, I don't know. I heard that once and it stuck.
Yeah, that's all I learned.
5 veces.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, you learn the important things. So for those of you in the chat room... Are you
taking Chinese too?
My husband actually took Chinese, and then Bailey she keeps trying to learn like a little bit of Chinese.
Interesting.
Mandarin. So,
I took Chinese 2 years in college, but it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, that is a hard language.
It is. Though you do get used to it. You just got to remember the 4 tones, the up and down, the straight, the up. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're calling people pigs and offending the whole world,
Possibly.
Starting wars, yeah.
Possibly.
So, well, kids, I am going to have to sign off because...
this is the shortest show we've ever done. It's 29 minutes, and this was dedicated to Jeff down under so he can actually get some sleep now.
Exactly. And here's my challenge to you. I would love, if you use Evernote, I'd love to hear your ideas on creative uses for Evernote so we can send those out to folks, because I just think it's such an amazing tool. And the more you spend time in it, the more you end up loving it, and the more you find that it does.
Yeah.
So the app of the day is Evernote.
Evernote. Evernote's great. If you haven't used it, it's well worth a shot.
Right.
Much nicer than something like OneNote from Microsoft and things like that.
Here comes some jazzy music.
That's our outro music.
Jeff, Jeff's always got some new toy to play with for the week. Have fun with Evernote.
Yeah.
Well, and
anyway,
Neen will be filling in for me next Tuesday.
Neen James from Down Under. She's going to be with Jeff Down Under, maybe.
And appropriately, Jeff, she'll be talking about travel apps.
Travel apps. So, that'll be fun.
Productivity and travel.
Well, anyway, we'll say goodbye to Gina. Gina, have a great show out there. Are you heading home today?
No, I don't leave until Thursday morning.
Oh, you got a long trip over there.
7 presentations here.
Sounds great. Well, hey, good luck to you over there. And again, thanks to everybody in the chat room and who's watching the show. We'll see you all next week. Bye, Gina.
Bye.
Okay, we are back. And I think, you're still there.
I am still there.
So
I thought,
anyway,
okay, I will.
Hey, we did that pretty well. 31 minutes.
I told you. I was like, I am highly motivated to be brief because I've got to do this one at 9.
Yep, that sounds good.
All right. I'm going to save the chat before I go. Oh, why isn't it? Highlight. There we go.
And in fact, while we're here with the chat room, I think we should announce this on Twitter. I probably will. We should have everyone send in their app recommendations, apps that you guys like, apps that you enjoy. If you want to make a video, put together a 1 or 2 minute video and we'll play it. Maybe.
That is a great idea.
But we probably will play it, and we want you involved. Get engaged.
I love that idea. Okay, I'll put that out on Twitter. That we want everyone to send us either a short video, or if they don't want to do a video, just to send us the apps so that we can share those.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Even send us an audio file because we can play the audio files.
And we can do a show called, the chat room's favorites, or
the People's Choice Awards.
Oh,
yes. I think that's used.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, I think we can grab it. There's probably no copyright on that.
Chat Choice.
Chat Choice.
Chat Choice. Hey, okay, so we've got Chat Choice and Shrekkies this week.
Yeah. We've got all of our language.
I think we should really, if anybody's a graphic artist out there and wants to create a Shrekky coin, have at it.
You know what I think we need to do? We need to come up with our own Evernote Peak language dictionary study guide.
Interesting.
Of all of our new Shrek words. Okay, the new note is going in. Look how efficient we are.
We're cranking it. 33 minutes.
That was amazing.
Okay, but you know what, guys? We're going to let Gina go because otherwise she won't.
I know, and I've got to plug in my iPad and get ready.
Yep. Okay. Anyway, guys, everybody in the chat room, thank you so much for being there, and we will see you all next week on SchreckTeck. Maybe we'll have Shrekkies by then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.